Alright. See how this works. If anything works, actually. What I should be saying. Get into the game. Hopefully all the noise is okay. I don't have things set up. Wonder. One second, let me. No one's watching, so things set up. Wonder. One second, let me. No one's watching, so things set up. Wonder. Cool. Oh, I forgot. That actually goes through. So I can't. Am I monitoring? Get these tags in. Get these tags in. That's alright. Cool. Kind of excited to play this game. I got it through the Steam sale. And all I know about it is that the guy from the Stanley Parable made it, which I also haven't played that game, so I should probably play that soon. But yeah, I don't really know what to expect from it. I'll just start and see what happens, I guess. Audio is on. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully. Please get in. I have my laptop over here that I normally have set up to use. But
hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make.
Okay.
So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Whoa.
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Sure, good job, Coda.
What I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
November 2008. I was still in college. Oh. 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 Oh god. Okay. Can I shoot? Oh, I
This
can't.
game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's
Yeah,
one of
it's
the
like,
more generic games
oh,
you'll see
crap.
from Coda.
I can't go this way. Oh no, I can't go this way. I'll go this way. Escape, escape. What's the blocked way?
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
Where? Is this gonna be scary?
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we
Can I
don't
get through
really
here?
know. Maybe Coda thought that actually
No.
it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
So what are they?
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shield
It's
activation.
the incomplete aspect?
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, that's cool. Where are we going? Where are we going now? Is there something following me? No. Probably just me, right? Oh, I just gotta get close to the door, and then it opens. Is there something
Apparently
back here?
the space station has a labyrinth on it.
Oh my god.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper Machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
That is active. Evacuate immediately. We have to turn it off. Is it?
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Yes,
You
me.
could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper Machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Suicide? Oh
Let
man.
me pause here for a second.
Save everyone?
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying,
Oops.
is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
You think?
But when he first
Alright,
compiles
like adjusting
and
my
plays it,
blanket.
something goes wrong. There's
Keep
a
forgetting
bug
I'm
somewhere,
on camera.
and this is what happens instead.
Different. This is what happens. Huh? 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 What's happening?
The
I'm-
beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him.
Oh, there's no.
Because
it's
yes,
not a
this is
labyrinth.
technically a glitch, but
Yeah, it
Coda
is. I
identifies
was going the right
something
way.
human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
Sure.
I don't
Makes
even
sense.
know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
You think this is a real person? Or is this just like an excuse for a story? Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can.
Yep.
Oh, I can't go
In
forward.
this game, you can
Ah!
only walk backwards.
Let me walk backwards. What the hell? Oh, I'm so scared. What? Oh man, I'm so scared. But the future.
So it's a
not
short
be
and
seen.
relatively minimalist experiment
Okay.
combining motion and narrative. It is less
does
advanced
the
than the
future
previous
keep
game, but
changing?
actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing
funny.
trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Stops and looks behind her, it becomes clear. Oh! Whoa! This always. This. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it? Oh my god,
It's
where's.
a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. didn't need anything more than
I could
that,
play a whole game like that.
which
That'd
to
be
me
really cool.
is why it works, because it
Love
gets
that.
out
Oh, it's so
quickly.
cold in here, but I can't turn on my
Okay,
heater
next
because
one.
it's so loud. No. Whoa. Can I go forward in this one? Yeah. Oh god, I can only see a little bit in front of me. Kind of scary. We're now entering. I'm now entering what? I'm just entering? I'm just entering.
And that's it.
I
Okay,
was
the
entering.
meaning of this
I
game
entered.
won't be clear just yet. Please be patient
I
with me for a
entered.
few
I
more
don't
games,
know.
and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. I entered though.
Oftentimes,
This one's
Coda would
in
put
nearly
bizarre
every
titles
direction.
like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early
Okay.
games.
Can I
He would
explore
really only
around
talk
this?
to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
I guess it's
And I don't
probably
agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
not the type of game where this happens.
I know
is
it's
it?
tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
I thought the game knew I was doing that. It was tempting, I had to look. Okay. I'll go up the stairs then. See what's happening up here. Oh no, I'm getting slower. No, I'm getting slower. No! No, I want to make it.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl,
No.
the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Oh no.
So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well,
That's
to show
true.
you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. I pressed enter. It's all modeled and everything. Stand on an X, staring at bear for 3 hours. You walk around talking people down. Oops. A button you press to stop the chaos that doesn't work. The sharks are trying to eat you simultaneously. You're
A
trying to
room
eat the
that's
sharks.
Warm,
You are a
and
gate.
nice, and
But
filled
warm,
with
too
little
much.
ideas for games.
Oh no. Sharks are trying to eat you simultaneously. I read that one. You construct a wall. The wall is destroyed. You are given a medal.
Coda would often tell me
For what
that he
reason?
didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant.
Stand on
He
an
said
X,
that
staring
he
at a
knew
bear.
that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
It's okay. So it was a slow climb to get to all the ideas, to all of the thoughts. That's cool. That makes sense. Aaron! As if you have a logo. I do have a logo. It's there in the corner. I made it. It's my logo. It looks just like me. What are you talking about? Of course I have a logo. I am a professional. Do I just go down?
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can
Thank you,
solve it.
Aaron. Yeah, wait, this is an actual puzzle. I just... Whoa! I'm a great puzzle solver. What's this? Thing in the dark? Nope. Can't just use open the door. Did I just lock myself in? No.
Don't forget that
There we
solution,
go.
because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Don't forget
gonna
that
see it a lot.
solution. Okay. 3 dots. Maybe that'll mean something, if this is actually a puzzle game. We'll see. If it is. Can't really grip what this game is doing yet, other than just exploring this guy's ideas.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end.
Right.
Simple enough.
But
Right. Now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
whoa. Okay, pressing enter. Holy shit. There's so much to this. Why did it just stop here?
how about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing.
Holy shit!
I
Look!
actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior.
Right.
And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Cool.
Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what
Can I
you're
jump off?
missing, or even that you're missing
No.
anything. That's not your role as a player.
So much.
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
My role is to not understand them. What is it? I don't know. If I'm not entering, do I do this? Oh. Do I do that solution here? Do I like... Oh, I'm exiting now.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
Okay.
There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Once we understand them, we can look at them as a whole and see something different, I guess. Great and lovely descent. It. Well, his graphics got better. Looks
Let's
kind
talk
of cool.
about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which
Sure.
determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Yeah.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
I want to go to that door. Can I go
The
to that
tools
door?
available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might
No.
consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Sure. Bloop. 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 Where are we going? We're just jumping. Ah! I'm not good at platforming. Oh god. That's scary. You think I can actually fall and die? Probably not. Right? I'm probably supposed to fall here. So... Here we go. Oh, no damage or anything. Where should I go? Down? I guess down. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I just made it to the bottom. No big deal. No problem. Was that it? Is that all I was supposed to do there? Guess so. Well, I can't fall off these though. Is that just a light? I can't even go there. There's like this invisible wall right there. Thanks for stopping by, Aaron. I appreciate it. What is this? Huh? Oh no. What is this noise? Stuck in this like cattle chute? What is this? Am I gonna be imprisoned here? I'm kinda scared now. Oh shit. Oh, I can't get off. It won't let me go these ways. Can I go as backwards? No. Ah! Ah!
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before
Full
letting you
hour?
go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thank you. Thank you, Overlord. Oh, I'm going back down.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Sure.
And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games.
Playable
that was
games.
full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
No.
There wasn't.
Guess I need to go down again. Neither of these are open. Yeah. So we'll go back down. Whoa, there's some light coming through the corner. That's not good, Coda. Oh, it's this
the
puzzle.
again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over.
Is it
But I
constantly?
promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Skybox. I hope the audio isn't as loud as it is in my headphones because the music is really ramping up. Oh, there's people now. Oogie. Is that something? Oh! You there.
Here, Coda begins using a kind
from
of
up
dialogue
above?
system that he fashioned
was
out
up
of
there?
the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
2. There was an enormous prison. I spent hours there. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Didn't solve it, someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. It's just a prison. What do you want to do over there? Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there is nothing I want more. Eh? Is that it? Can't jump up there. Mess with them in any way. So this is the prison. Oh god. Are we in a loop? We're in a loop, aren't we? How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes? Oh no, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Space between the doors. Yeah. It was the black fog area. There was, like, between... Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Are these the same guys? Am I gonna go on a loop? Or is it... New guys?
And so we make
Going
one
down,
last descent
going
down to the
down.
final floor of the level.
I wonder if at some point I should walk backward to see if messages show up, like in that one game. Oh, black space.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost.
Narnia.
It's going to
That's
appear
why.
at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, And maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he
Sure.
wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference
He wants to
point.
make a
He
concrete
wants the
place.
world to be leading to something.
Yeah,
He wants a destination.
which is
Which
light.
is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Okay.
We're going to see it in the work as
I'm on
well.
board with
His
that.
games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Oh, I'm so cold. My hands are so cold. Game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Really? All notes are left by other players. That one? Woo. Nice room. Not. How do I leave a note? I'm gonna leave a note.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but
How do you
this game is
beat
not
this
connected
game?
to the internet. All
Oh,
of the
okay.
notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
No point to this.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
There's so many notes.
This was
Oh
shortly
god.
after I met
Oh
him
god, there's
at a
so many
weekend
notes.
game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Whoa, holy
I saw
shit.
him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything
Guys
that
hear
anyone
me?
else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Hello.
In retrospect, I think I was probably
Reasonable.
a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
No one read
I was
this.
over-enthusiastic.
You think these are important?
But he was
or
very
are they
gracious
just like
about it and very patient with me.
oversaturated
And I cooled
comments?
off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Yeah, I can type here.
Either way,
Why?
to me they convey a sense of
There are
loneliness.
too many messages in
I
this
see this
area.
person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs,
Cool, Kevin,
and
bruh.
has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
You will believe blue speech bubbles can talk. They're not really blue. Kind of. They're a blue, I guess.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be
Oh,
honest,
it's been so long.
this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game
must go do that now.
and see the
Oh,
voices in their
okay.
head and get to know them better and have to do less of
Brr.
the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know
There
them
wood
through
and grass and concrete.
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally
Find
into
fun.
his world.
I'm
And then
king
I
of the
feel inspired,
world! I guess I go down here? I don't want to read all of them. I want to read the ones I walk past, so well. What the shit is this cavern? What is this cavern? Sailors are looking for it. Sailors are looking for an acorn. Why? Why? Let's go through the store. So many notes. So I guess we're to believe Coda wrote all of these, or just sort of like a little comments about what he was thinking, about where his mind was. Nothing here, go back. Don't listen to that guy. Free t-shirt. Need other doorways, so door how open. Open sesame. Okay, include door, cannot open, thanks. Okay. Okay. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't read all these. Ah! 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 Don't bother. This is where I get off. Would be kind of a cool concept, but it would just be this, like too many, just too many. Wish I could sprint though, but I guess the pacing would be ruined. Is a note? Let's listen to the other notes. Only that one. Not safe. Kind of cool. Space is nice. Painting, what does it mean? I mean, he wrote all of these though. No one actually wrote these, so he's kind of like talking about himself while writing these, like making a comment about himself. Kind of weird. Terrible secret, he kept it well. What? More
At the end of this level, we're
rooms.
going to see the puzzle again.
Okay.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Okay.
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind
Oh,
at
you
the
hear?
time that he was making it.
You hear that?
And the
There's the
puzzle
three dots
is a way
again.
of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
What are those?
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Developer, answer please.
Because there's this dark
Developer,
area
answer
between the
please. Oh.
doors, a space between spaces. Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To
Yeah.
grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
So it's just a way of sectioning off the past from the future. With just meditation space between, free space to just think your own thoughts in between. What's all this noise? Typewriters? What is this? What's going on? And lamp. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm so cold. So cold. Point Stars Day
Okay, this
2.
one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Actually tough. Is this where porn stars live? Whoop. Same picture. Going down the corridor. It's gonna spin its own wheels. I guess we would probably just have to like wait for something. Ooh. That. Okay. Oh,
See, like,
is
this
this a
is
ladder?
it, the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
Oh, I'm
Except
stuck here
for some
too.
reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Prison? Version 2. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? In the center of the room. Put a giant hole in the ground. Oh, not a giant hole. Okay. And what about along the wall of the room? Like a picture of a horse. I think we should light up this room. Skylight. I'm thinking 10 by 12. Yeah, Tesla coils in each corner, please. Okay, we got a lamp. None of the options. A table. You need a table. Pretty sure none of these choices are making any difference. Whoa.
there's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Little
So,
labyrinth?
okay,
Oh,
he throws it out and starts over. This
Okay.
time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
okay. Which is... Hello. Please walk forward. I can barely see. Guide will help you escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. Okay. First, click on the table. Table first. Good. Go to the photo frame. Click to turn it slightly. Table, photo, TP, toilet paper, table, photo. Turn the floor lamp off, then turn it back on. Table, photo, lamp, off on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. No? I don't want to go back to prison. Alright, let's review the steps. Table, photo. On, off, left sofa. Shelves. Surely we can do that. I have to return here. To go back to prison, though. I don't want to go back to prison. So...
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to
Can't
escape.
begin the chain of events to escape. The photo's also gone.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside, and the outside is the inside.
Frustrating. We know the solution, but he's not letting us do it.
I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally,
No
I
photo.
think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you
There's
just
the
go,
door.
"Eh,
Let me
maybe
get to the
there are
door."
game ideas other
Whoa.
than this prison that I could be working on. But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going,
Until...
and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Once he likes it,
This
he's
is
done.
the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay. Starting in the dark. In here. Part of that building, I guess. Prison's not in it. We just walk to the lamp? Maybe? That was creepy. Oh god. Can't move. I can't move! Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. What? You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? I was in the future made.
It's a
Yep,
conversation.
I was in the escape
And so
tutorial.
this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind,
I was in
and
the
to get
tutorial,
some
I
good
guess.
advice from someone who knows.
That's where I am right now.
But the
I'm
irony is
so
that even
glad
in
you know
this
that I get out
scenario, you're still
eventually.
talking to yourself.
What's it like to escape?
You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to
It's
himself.
strange, but in a way I kind of miss being in the prison. Maybe. Can't move now. You felt good about? Being here sucks. True, maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable, I knew its limit. You don't feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? Excited? The only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing keeping me going. Excited doesn't do it justice. Exactly. You have something you care about, something to look forward to. I kind of get that. Like living when you're looking forward to something major is almost better. Did I get a call? Wait, if you're me, did you get a call from another version of me? No, I don't. I think I'm the first person to call back. We didn't get a phone call, did we? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. Tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Tell me how you feel right now. What? Will it free them? Do we know that? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. It will make sense. I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Oh, go on. Is that
I can
it?
see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration,
I'm so cold.
just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Yeah?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Sure. Especially if it's from future you, so you kind of know things
So
do
what
work
would
out.
it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Atmospheric.
To me, this environment is meant to
Why don't I
represent
my camera
Coda's
down?
puzzle,
This is
with
gonna
the
be
two
bad.
doors on either side
How do I move
and a
it
dark
down?
transitional space between.
Tech support. Oh, I shouldn't have touched that. We'll just have to do that later. Do I go in here or should I go up there to the... What just happened? Oh shit! No, I shouldn't have done this. Clean. These guys creep me out. Wow, my goodness! That is all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house up by myself. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work. And this
Something tells me
particular
you're gonna
game
be
took
fun to
2
do
months
this job
complete as a
with.
result.
Well, this place isn't going to clean itself, so far as I know. Finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table, okay? Cleared. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Bedroom and make the bed. I'm guessing it's back here. In the dark? No. Bedroom is... It's the bathroom. A really nice bathroom. Make the bed. While you're in there, would you straighten out that rug a bit? Yeah. Never leave a rug like that. It's dangerous. All the little details matter. You enjoy... How'd you end up doing this? It's been a long time since I've seen a house. Enjoy it? Enjoy being a house cleaner? Where'd they go? Oh, there. It is. That's really good. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Yes, I'll straighten this. There's a drink all over the couch. Oh no! Clean it up! Maybe mop up a little. I'll compare an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it really cheesy, please. Please? No. Okay, fine. No! I wanted to hear it. Yeah, wash the dishes. A weird kitchen layout, but okay. Tub needs cleaning. How about you scrub it down the best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Aww. Books scattered on the floor in the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Yeah. Do that. That's so nice. I don't mind doing anything. There's dishes off the table.
After the
Didn't
intense
we already
set
do
of
this?
prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere
Darling,
into
let me
something
tell you
meaningful.
something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. Finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you came to work.
I know that Coda really
Smooth out
liked
the
this
rug in
game.
the bedroom.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
Cool.
This was during a period of a few months where he was like
Tub again?
grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Yeah. Take care of it. It takes care of you. There's a bit of truth in it, no? No? Nah? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Did you clean the books? Yes, yes, yes. I would. Happy to. Oh, goodness, those
I'm glad
pillows.
he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Can't have the folks coming home to a messy couch. Question.
But,
You enjoy this?
Of course, it
Oh,
can't
no.
last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The
Did
door at the
enjoy
top
that.
of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
But I did enjoy that. Hey! How's it going? Fans the door. Yep. Actual face cam now. Even though I'm so white, my skin just bleeds into the white background. But oh well.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right?
Oh, I
That
kind of want to
sooner
go
or
play
later you
that
have
cleaning
to keep
game
up
some
and move.
more.
I really thought that was the point of it.
Oh.
This
I don't
one
see
gets
love
a
at
bit
members only prices. Creepy person again. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Thanks, Fanzador. It feels really good to be home after being away for so long. You came here to be perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. Yeah, my parents do a really big Christmas, so yeah, they got me the webcam. I got a new mic, pretty much new setup. Pretty nice. I really appreciate it. They were really nice. To make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. Question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. It's easy. It's so easy.
About halfway through the game, the
Being
perspective
perfect
shifts.
is effortless. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
And you play as the teacher. And
Can I
suddenly,
say the
you
great
discover
things?
that
Oh,
the
I thought I
teacher
couldn't
is
do it.
just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, I can move. I go ahead. Drinking is not hurting my life. I mean, drinking isn't hurting my life. I have fun drinking. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? What? Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Ooh, I'm developing a sis. Gross. Oh, that is kind of gross. I don't understand these options. Haha, just kidding. This is from the guy who made Stanley Parable. It's basically the story of this developer friend he had, and he has all of these games. And they, as we piece them together a bit, they kind of make sense in a bigger philosophy kind of way, but not individually. It's weird, but it's pretty fun so far. So, anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? There's no truth. There is no one path. I don't know what these options are. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simple. Feel what is true. I haven't still played the Stanley Parable. I think I've watched, I don't know how many videos on it, but I need to do it eventually. I need to actually play it. Holy shit, you guys, something's coming out of the back of the room. Look out! Nothing. No one. I don't know what these options are. Am I supposed to just do the yellow?
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel
Nothing.
like it's one of the most relatable experiences
Perfection.
that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think about this game a lot these days.
I like that. Teacher saying how they can make you perfect, but then they're looking at this big void and scary
this one
life.
took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between
You
this
gotta
and
do
the
this?
last one.
No.
That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Hey, are we going on stage? Most of these are pretty straightforward, not like a bunch of exploration or anything, but I always want to go check out. Ah! Oh shit, that actually scared me. Whew, okay, just lights. Oh, playing as me. We are the gathering of professionals. First, start out leaning against this wall like a professional. Good, stay right there. Woman across the room. In this chair is a photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello? Seems nice. It's a good start to any conversation. Yeah, why not? Yes, it is. It's a start. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm like super scared right now. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. He was confident. For some reason. Just that one moment, but he was confident. There were a lot of people around us. Okay. All these are people. Cones bounce when you touch them. Represent... Ooh! Now, talk to her again. Must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it up! Why am I messing it up? Freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quick. Alright, that makes sense. Everything was riding on this. By stepping back from the stage. This is the end. If it's the lamp, then it's the end. Right? Or is this just the goal? Oh shit! He's imprisoning me! Oh my god.
The
This
game
is what
ends
you
with
like.
this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and
Oh my
having to
God.
chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide
Hide in
himself
these
away.
prisons.
Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world.
Right.
And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Huh?
But what can you do? After this,
What can you do?
Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Obvious trip. Keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Should I do it? Eyes closed. Am I doing it? No, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, if my eyes are actually closed, then I can't do this option. Did I just not do this option? Everyone's blind. I'm gonna not do the option. We'll keep my eyes closed. See what happens. Something, maybe? No, I have to watch. What's happening? I'm not
You
keeping my
should
eyes.
probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much
Okay.
impossible to solve otherwise.
Okay.
And there is a solution, by the way.
Is the solution? Is it the door? Is it? It's the door puzzle, so is there like a switch? There must be a switch to open the door? Is it the same puzzle? Oh shit. Okay. There's something. Here's SS Whisper, which we've seen before. There's gotta be a switch or something somewhere. Right? If there's a solution... Oh, is it to get out here? Where's this? What's this do? Brings me up here, whereas there's the lamppost. Okay, now I know that that's there. Go a little faster. Yeah, it just resets. He said there is a solution, though. Good thing he said to open my eyes. 'Cause I was gonna follow the rules and see. Is to speak something that is honest. I can't keep making these. This is really him talking to himself through these games, this developer.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
We're going to be okay. He really is just talking to himself in this. Just, I guess, like a therapy?
His games
like,
are going to
trying
get
to
more
help himself.
desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
2010. Oh, it's so cold in this room. Gotta put on a sweater. Whoa. Oh, cool. Audio! Is that a person? Lovely. Been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Oh man. Try to create, I feel empty. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? Yeah, I think to make a game on your own is some sort of madness. It's... I can't imagine. I cannot imagine the stress of it. There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Trying to find this engine that used to protect me. Start it again. I can see how someone who would just be making games... Wait, you're looking for a machine? I know where it is. It isn't far. I can see how it would just be so draining, especially in this case, this developer never actually put anything out. He just shared it with the guy. And at that point, you're only creating the games for yourself, and they're just these little things that are from your mind to the game, and
If the last
you don't get any
game
feedback
featured
from
Coda
it.
talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my
Started
shoes,
by a
Blake.
difficult puzzle, you have to
Here's
solve
a
it.
friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet still, he keeps making games.
I hit 3 and it
Keeps
still just said deal.
throwing himself into
Tori.
the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Yeah.
From my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
First, you have to open the door. Now we're in a white space, not a black space like we normally are between this puzzle, though. I'll just press the switch here.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
What is this breathing? You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, and that you love it 100% of the time. Oh God, this noise. I hate this noise. Ah, that feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. It's not true of anything. Keep saying that creation is easy. Oh God.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped.
What in the world?
It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
None of this is helping.
This is someone I really cared about.
This is really
And I
sad.
took so much joy out of
This is
seeing
really
him.
sad.
For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Oh man. It's just like telling yourself these lies over and over again to try to make
I don't
them
know.
true.
This is what I felt at the time.
More. Keep
I don't
going.
know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop
Oh
more than
my
anything.
God.
It never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever
This feels
needed
terrible.
anything for this to
This feels
stop.
actual terrible. Is that him? Her? Him? Oh my God.
But it didn't stop.
That was
After finishing this
actually kind of hard
one,
to
Coda
do.
takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Guard. Hello, guard. The machine, the creation machine, the thing that he thinks made him creative and gave him the drive in the first place. I intend to be quick. To be quick? I don't know. Very good. Just be warned, someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. Calls itself Coda. He is the machine. He's looking for himself through these games. He's looking for his past self that he can't find anymore. Can I do the switch? No. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Is this it? Is this Coda? Is this me? Is this him?
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped talking to the machine. Stop feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us alive. It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people. Oh. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've never been so alone. These are all terrible. These are terrible ways to think. I mean, he's basically saying this to himself. No, nothing. Think carefully and know how to hurt you. What? I've seen the thing you fear. Alright then, I will speak to them for you. Oh god. He's really putting a lot of pressure on himself. Like, because he, I don't know, wasn't making games that were as creative as he thought they had to be, and there's like making this accountability for himself that friend. Falls on me to deliver bad news. This is terrible. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. This is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need it. Games. I mean, we are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us show that we're not failures. This is actually kind of positive sounding for once from this guy. We will destroy everything. No, don't destroy everything. No, you were so close to going the right direction. What are you doing? Fine. We will destroy the machine. Not there. We're back on the stage. Oh, it's the gun from earlier. Oh, there's a nice weight to it, too. Supposed to find the machine and shoot it? Can't get off the stage. It wouldn't let me, like, fall off. I'm guessing
Remember,
I can't.
you can click to fire the gun.
I'm breaking down the walls. Firing the walls? Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. I'll make sure you're known forever. Is that what you're scared of? Exposed to the view of others every day, forever, seen in naked clarity? Well, he wasn't releasing his game, so
So
I guess
now
that
the
makes
work
sense.
is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him,
Absolutely.
and that all he needs
Oh god,
to do
everywhere.
is just start showing his work to people.
Yes.
To get some actual feedback
Yes.
on his games.
That's what I said
That
earlier.
way, get him out of isolation.
Can't design in a bubble. Oh god.
And so,
Oh,
as I'm thinking
we're in
this,
all of his games.
I realized that
Going through
I
all of
could be
them.
the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it?
Well,
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in
so
himself?
getting
Would it bring
unsolicited
meaning
feedback
back
doesn't
into his
feel
work?
good. So, oh no, this was his room of ideas. Now all the ideas are gone and we're destroying it. This feels really bad. This was his little treasure trove of ideas. And he wants it destroyed. Oh no, we're falling through.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played,
The door.
the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games.
The house cleaning game was actually good.
People that
I
I
would
knew and trusted.
play a game
I
of
asked
that.
their opinions, and the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
The machine. Do. Put down your weapon. I do that. I put down it. I want to put it down. How do I put it
Can
down?
you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Yeah.
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better.
Right.
And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling.
Yeah.
It made me feel so happy.
What do you
so
mean?
beautifully, beautifully happy.
But did he feel happy?
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011,
Mhm.
and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Oh.
So let's take a look.
I mean, maybe he wasn't ready for the feedback. Maybe he didn't appreciate it. Alright.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else,
cool.
the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
The noises in the background.
This room actually
The
has a maze in it.
tower. Oh. Actually. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Except
the wrong
that
way?
all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so
Yeah.
when you're ready to continue, press enter, and
Okay.
I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay, thank you. Didn't want to do that. I wonder if this story is real or he just wanted to tell this story. If it's real,
And to be fair, it's
Either
not
way,
like
it
this
feels
is
good.
the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
just impossible way of going forward.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
Oh god.
Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time.
Right.
If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
5. 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. Oh shit. No! I didn't do that. $16, 17. Which? Whoa. Can I get on this as it moves? The atmosphere is pretty cool in here. Escher-esque. I just drop. And I'm in a prison.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door,
Man.
meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side.
I just
So even if
didn't
you
want
somehow
things to be
brute-forced
solved.
your way through the first two challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Yeah.
But I can open this door for you, so
Thank
let me
you.
do that.
Appreciate it.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs
It's
to
an
have a solution.
impossible game.
I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It
You
wasn't
thought
the
you
guy I
did.
knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
I've seen those everywhere. Lady? Nice little lights up there.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
This seems like he made this as a reaction to getting feedback. Like, I don't have to make games for you to play. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. What? Wow.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever told
times.
you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. He's making them for himself. You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere.
They treated me like I was important.
Hidden between games.
They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? He added the lampposts? What? Would you
And then
simply
you
let
stopped.
them be what they
And
are?
I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself.
When I'm around you, I feel
And as soon
physically
as
ill.
that happened, there was no feeling
Desperately
at all.
need something and I could not give it to
Nothing.
you. I literally
Less
do
than
not
nothing.
have it.
How does
Struggling to come
that
up
mean?
with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. I realize that this doesn't make any sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this
I'm
thing
afraid that I
you're
did
wrestling.
something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. You're not going to be able to get out of this space now, I bet. Switch.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is
Whoa.
because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again?
Ow.
Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in.
Well,
I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm
walls are
showing people
closing.
your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to
the walls are closing.
feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Oh. That's it. Oh my god. That took a turn. Epilogue. So, the lamppost is upgraded. Is something Davey made or Coda? I wonder.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
So in the end, Coda was just making games for himself. And Davey couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand that playing it. Just making something for
If
yourself.
someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Wow.
I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
And it was our problem needing a
He just
solution.
likes making prisons.
Doesn't have to be a huge subtext to it. Be that simple. It'd be that simple, but we have to find a solution that fits with our narrative, with our mind.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
And he does keep showing his work. You could at any point not have done this. Wow.
if I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable.
So foreign.
Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Just make something for yourself and to never see it, or to destroy it, or to hide it. Whoop.
What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah?
I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
He's left me? He's gone? Now it's just us in whatever this space is. Oh, are we gonna get slower and slower? Like on the ladder? On the stairs, not ladder. Space. Prison. Our final prison. We get out? Is there an out? They're here. We go through here? Is it a different prison? I don't know. Oh, there's a lot more to this. Oh no, the final solution was the solution from one of the first games. Throw yourself into the machine to destroy it. Gonna be it. Man. This game, I thought this would just be like a romp, like some fun mechanics or something. I don't know what I thought it would be, but it's really been wild. Yep. It's the end. Rise above. Be everything. Man. Kind of cool. Whoa. Oh, this game.
Turn back,
Or R.
turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave.
You think it was real? You think it was real? Or is this just a story? I don't know. I kind of want to like do some research on this and see if it was legit. See if this really happened. Jeez. My hands are so cold. What? Is that it? Man, that was a journey for sure. Jeez. Alright, well, I'm probably gonna play some more tonight. It is... Oh, it's New Year's Eve. I'll probably play all night. We're not going anywhere. So, I will be back on later with some other new games that I got on Steam. Probably Return of the Aubergine, which is like this boat detective game that I've been super excited about playing. So I'll be playing that later and take a small break and maybe get some lunch. This was an experience. So thank you for watching. Appreciate stopping by. Later.